What are some interesting or fun Christmas traditions you follow? My family and I Colombian make tamales from scratch every year before Christmas. It's a lot of work, but I love it and they're really good, so worth it. We stay home, do shrooms, and have a lot of sex. We watch Die Hard and get drunk. Festivus for rest of us. Instead of filling stockings by the fireplace, my parents would fill stockings with things to occupy my siblings and my time in the morning. They dropped them just inside our bedroom doors, so we'd get up early, and instead of waking my parents up, we'd play with the little games and toys in our stockings so my parents could sleep in a little more. My sisters and I loved getting together as kids and having a moment together before running downstairs to see what Santa had left us. Take-out barbecue for the meal. By the time we settle, everyone is so tired of turkey and ham. We have a small red and yellow mitten that we top the tree with instead of a star. I think it started when we were moving between countries and our ornaments were mostly packed up already, and it became a thing we do every year now. The animals get to open their own presents alongside my human child. Catnip underneath the loosely wrapped gifts for the cats, and the dog is already opening her wrapped gifts early, even without them being smelly. Every year the elves would leave a package outside the front door. It was always pajamas for each of us, and it was super fun to put on brand new PJs and spend all day on Christmas in them. I will definitely be doing that for my kids. This year we stuck a blue surgical mask on the tree. I think we'll keep it with the other ornaments and re-hang it just to remember the medical workers, scientists, everyone who helped others through 2020. My parents' first Christmas, they were married, going to my paternal grandparents for Christmas Eve. Caught a flat tire in a Michigan snowstorm. By the time my grandparents met them, helped change the tire, dinner was ruined. The only thing open was this mom and pop joint called the Telway. That sells Coney hot dogs and slider hamburgers. 38 years later, this is still our Christmas Eve dinner every year. My extended family has this joke ugly sweater that started out as an actual gift and then was re-gifted the next year and then eventually moved on to be a tradition. It's gifted to someone each year and there is always a letter included from the giver, so from the past 15 years or so we have letters from each person who has had it, some who have passed, and it's all gifted to someone new. It's so touching reading all of them, especially my grandma who has since passed away. Me and my family get stoned and play 5 rounds of Texas Hold'em. We hang our stockings when decorating the house, but on Christmas Eve Santa's elves come and take our stockings. They leave a new pair of PJs for each kiddo. There is a special pin on our stocking that the elves leave on the PJs. The kids all wear their new PJs on Christmas Eve and Santa brings back their filled stocking for a memorable Christmas day. It was the only time I got new night clothes as a kid. I am hoping Santa continues this tradition with my future kids' smile. For really big/hard to wrap gifts, my family does scavenger hunts. The person is gifted a scroll with a clue leading them somewhere in the house. Usually it rhymes, for added fun, with the final clue being the destination of the gift. I remember the year I got my first computer, that was a scavenger hunt gift, or the expensive imported boots we got my mom one year. It's not every year. This year, for example, I really doubt we'll do one because nobody asked for anything big, so it's always a treat when it happens. I play the first Max Payne through in one day on Christmas Eve. I first played it about 4 years ago on Christmas Eve with a crappy computer, and without patching the game up so the sounds were messed up. I had tons of fun, and just kept it as a tradition because why not? Leftover dinner rolls from Thanksgiving always resurface as Christmas gag gifts. Sometimes they're thrown outside for the birds after that, but not always. I found them stashed in my car weeks later, and one year I held onto my gift roll and put it in a plastic bag with some water. A very moldy dinner roll made its second appearance the following Christmas. We each put 2 items in each stocking of every person in the family. There is 6 of us, so each stocking has 10 items in it from 5 different people. It makes opening them really fun and we get a huge variety of different stuff. Every year my brother gets me a Christmas piñata. It's just for me to break open, and over the past 10 plus years of him doing it, it's gotten really intricate. Some years it's part of a scavenger hunt, or sometimes the piñata is the prize at the end of the scavenger hunt. It's one of the best parts of Christmas for me. I see how long my parents can be in the same house together. They're divorced before they start arguing. A lot of families have a huge Christmas dinner, but we decided a few years ago that since I normally work Christmas Eve and the 26th, that spending the whole day cooking a huge meal is ridiculous. We take a vote and have something easy as our dinner. We have done Philly cheesesteaks, meatball subs, I use my Italian grandmother's meatball recipe, and we had chili cheese dogs one year. We buy a puzzle around Thanksgiving and leave it on the dining room table. The rule is no gifts are opened until the puzzle is done. It's not a real threat, just a way to get the kids interested and feel a little pressure to get it finished. As the kids have gotten older, we keep moving on to bigger puzzles. This year's is 1,000 pieces, and was finished last Friday. My wife is sad it is already finished and wants to get a second one this year. The whole family always laid under the Christmas tree while my dad read was the night before Christmas every Christmas Eve. It's just my husband and I in my house now, but he knows how special this always was to me, so he reads it to me under the tree every year still. Every Christmas Eve my dad would read us the night before Christmas. I can't wait to continue that tradition once I have kids of my own. I'm late to the party, but when I was 4 and my sister 2, we moved to Germany shortly after Christmas. On Christmas Eve, all we had was the tree, some disposable ornaments, and our sleeping bags, so we all slept under the tree that night. The next year, as we were getting ready for bed on Christmas Eve, my sister asked about us sleeping under the tree again. She was so little she just assumed that's what everyone did. We've slept under the tree every year since, which I'm sure made things a bit challenging for Santa. I'm 31 now with 2 kids of my own, and I'm planning on continuing the tradition with them. Not sure if it's already listed or not, but my wife and I hide a pickle in the Christmas tree and have our kids find it each day. They win a prize if they do. When my mom was little, her dad, my grandpa, would set up a triple alarm that would go off and wake the whole house when someone would try and sneak a peek at the presents. It's one of those personal, pull-string alarms. https://www.amazon.com/dp/bo8mv6q6bj/ref=cm_Norfolk keybay7 that he would tie fish string to, and attach to the opposite wall. Fast forward to my childhood, and my grandpa gifted a new one to my parents. We started low crawling and searching for the tripwire, so my parents started setting false tripwires before the real one. We'd step over the fake ones only to trip the real one. Fast forward to my adulthood, and I was gifted one by my parents. My children don't stand a chance. First tripwire, then microcontroller managed ultrasonic invisible tripwire, then motion sensors, etc. It's a blast. I will gifting my children one when they have kids. On Christmas Eve we all dress in pajamas and make mugs of hot chocolate. Then we drive around the rich neighborhood to see their elaborate Christmas lights. My family did it growing up, and I've carried it on to my new family. I have an elementary school age son and recently gave birth to twins. He's very excited to pick out their first Christmas light pajamas for when we drive this year. One of my favorite Christmas traditions is waking up early on Christmas morning and opening presents while we watch Christmas Story on loop all morning. My mom used to make an amazing breakfast casserole, but you had to have a Christmas cookie with it. We would eat when we were hungry, watch the movie, play with our new treasures and quote the movie until one of us decided to shower. Now, I am starting this tradition with my little ones. My son will finally be old enough for a Red Rider next year. Oyster stew. My family gives each other Christmas presents at some point in December, January, February, or any of the other months. Presents on Christmas is really just a suggestion, the presents will get there when they get there. So if your Christmas present arrives in March, hey, Merry Christmas. The reality of it was that for many years my mom was very sick, and the timing of presents was dependent more on when she was well enough to deal with the process. So everyone else sort of got on the same schedule. She passed away several years ago, but by this point it's tradition. As a result, if you want you can start thinking about buying Christmas presents on Christmas, maybe buy them in the post-Christmas sales, even. Oh, we were all so poor, that might have played into this just a bit, and if inspiration strikes in February, you're still good.